everyone, a very warm welcome to my YouTube channel Living with Spice. I'm Rebecca Gabriel. I'm going to be doing a weekly card reading for Pisces for the week of the 13th through to the 19th of July. A warm welcome to you if you're new to my channel, and fantastic if you're returning. I love to have my subscribers return to the channel. You probably realise that I do monthly reads and love readings, so don't forget to check out the playlist there too. It is a general read, so it's not going to fit with everybody's circumstances. I do hope you find some gems in the wisdom that's being shared with us from the divine. In either case, if you would like to have a personal reading specific to your circumstances, my details are in the description box below, along with some details around the cards that I regularly use and my book, The Power of Soul Loving. So let's get into your read, Pisces, to see what is coming up for you for the week of the 13th through the 19th of July. So Pisces, we're just going to pull a few cards to get a feel for the theme of the week for you. And we're just going to keep the reading fairly brief if we can. I have a tendency to go a little bit too long sometimes, but we're going to see what's coming up and where's your energy at, where's your focus, and yeah, what's happening for you in the world of Pisces. A lot of serious energy here. Okay, Pisces, so we're starting out with a lot of discussion around people at the moment, a lot of people who are, you know, sort of in your energy field at the moment, giving you opinions, conversation, sort of hanging out with you, being a part of discussions around what's the topic, the focus for you at the moment. So there's this general vibe of networking, conversation, sharing ideas. Yeah, interesting. So you kind of take it on the chin, you're quite light-hearted about the energy, but I can see this is around you at the moment. You then step into your king energy. We've got some very serious business going on here. We've got the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So, you know, we go from feeling very light-hearted and chummy with people, which kind of feels like a slightly superficial energy, but nevertheless, that's what you do when you're hanging out and having some jovial fun, to a more serious energy, which is typical of you, Pisces, when you go within to think seriously about things and you go into contemplation. So we have the King of Swords energy, where you are deep in thought, you're planning, strategizing, thinking about your next moves, and yeah, feeling quite serious about the whole thing. Deep in thought, followed by the King of Pentacles, who is also quite a serious, grounded energy, but it's more about feeling more centered and grounded in what you've decided, and very, very comfortable in your physical surrounds, also thinking about your finances, your resources, planning for the future, what's important to you, asking yourself the questions, well, what is it that I need to have in my life? What would keep me happy in my life? What would be ultimate in terms of supporting me in my life? So it's all about your physical realm and the comforts of your life. And you are feeling quite accomplished though, you know, despite external circumstances, you're very grounded in yourself and self-assured, and you know what you know and you want what you want, kind of thing. This energy here is similar but different in terms of you strategizing, cleverly strategizing, planning your next move, planning your next steps, asking yourself, well, what do I think about this and what do I think about that? You won't necessarily have all of the answers, but you know how to ask yourself the important questions. And then the energy shifts yet again. And we have a focus on the Two of Cups, which is your special person, the person that has your heart, the person that you want to give your heart to. There's a more of an equal, harmonious energy here, and I feel that your focus for a moment during the week is on this other person in your life. There is a desire to have a mutual exchange. So in many ways, this card is showing a little bit of a reconciliation. There's a swap of cups here. They're standing on equal ground, equal footing, but there's definitely a desire to come together, move towards each other, which says, heart-to-heart conversations. It means sharing the same energy. It's indicating that you both want to be in the same energetic space as the other person. So there's definitely an interest here, a love interest, a desire to reconcile, a desire to share your complementary energies. How beautiful. All right, let's move on and see what else is coming up for you. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Angel Tarot deck. So, Spirit, what have you got to share with Pisces for the week of the 13th through to the 19th of July? What is the energy? What is the focus for Pisces? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, beautiful. So Pisces, you've got a mix of things going on for you here, but it does fit into the big picture. So with regards to how this is flowing out here, in terms of discussion around things, thinking deeply, planning your resources, your life, thinking about that, then having this meeting with your special person, it brings us the happy outcome card, the Sun energy, which is the best card in the deck. Very positive outcome. So if there's any concern at all, you're moving in the direction of where your heart wants to go, where you're ticking your boxes in terms of your physical life, your plans. It all is going in the right direction in terms of a positive outcome for you, Pisces. You've also got a lot of brilliant new ideas. So it seems to me that all of your strategizing and planning is going to come to fruition. You're going to be able to manifest the things that you're planning. And your ideas, even if they're not manifesting immediately, are going to lead to success. That's what this card is telling us. So Spirit is saying, have confidence, keep going. Your plans are going to bring you what it is that you are hoping for. So this is not all going to be created in this week, but Spirit is saying, keep going, you're on the right path. You're going to have success with what it is that you're wanting to achieve. Then, of course, we go into the fear energy, which is so typical of us all human beings. We start to then go, oh, but can I do this? We go into the doubt. Gosh, why do we do this to ourselves? So we have the Five of Earth, which just says you are worried about money. And, you do have some fears, and that's why you're probably deep in thought and making your plans. You're going, okay, for this to work, I need to do this, this, and this sort of thing. So Spirit is saying, you know what, that's okay, but there is wisdom in accepting help from others. So it also means that you've got to ask for the help. You've got to put the idea out, the intention out there and say, right, okay, I'm low in money, I do have a few concerns, but this is what I'm going to do about it. So, even if you have a few worries and there's a little uncertainty around your money at the moment, Spirit is saying, be wise about this. This happens to all of us. Go and ask for help and accept help from others. Don't be too proud, because we do have the ego card here, which says, there's a bit of a struggle here with your pride, okay? So Spirit is saying, be strong. Be strong and keep going and stay focused. So the Strength card is about you having great inner strength. You can do this. You've been through this before, Pisces. So it's really important for you to relax and let go and trust. Release harsh judgments. The harsh judgments come up, when we are fearful. They rise to the surface and we go, yeah, but. And then we start externalizing and we start pointing fingers. What's really, really needed here is you stay grounded, stay strong, stay focused, stay in your inner strength. Come from a place of forgiveness and compassion. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, whatever it is, it's a collaborative energy. Don't be too prideful and think that you have to do everything on your own. Accept help from others. Come from a place of inner strength and integrity. Keep your heart open. Now, don't step into fear and start going all in your head about, worries of money and things not working out, because the ego is about telling ourselves, oh, it's not going to work. You know, we're afraid of this, we're afraid of that. It's fear of entrapment. You know, it's when we become overly focused on material things. You know, we start getting worried about our pentacles, our money. We start going down a pathway of trapping ourselves and locking ourselves in to a lack mindset. Okay, so, you know, do stay clear of the negative-based thoughts here, and, you know, take that mask off. See the reality of things. Be open. Trust. Ask for help. You know, come from a place of inner strength rather than fear. Fear is disempowering. Okay, let's see what the Fairy Tarot deck can offer. You're starting out so well. You've got great energy here, great intention. Keep that going. Things are going to manifest in the right way if you stay clear from fear-based thoughts and your ego and your pride. You've got to get beyond that pride and really express your thoughts and your feelings and accept the help if you want to have that positive outcome. Otherwise, you're just going to sabotage your efforts. Yes, we have the wheel. The delays are over. The universe is putting things into motion for you. You do have some unexpected good luck too. So, you know, there's also potential for a new car or travel or movement in your life. Things are moving in your life. Things are changing. Now, when the wheel card comes out, this is really the universe giving you a shove. You know, sometimes we're instigating it, but it can also be when we're getting a shove along to say, look, no more delays, we're getting going here. Which is kind of good because we don't want you getting stuck in fear energy, which just delays things again. But I do feel, you know, Pisces, that the delays are over. I feel that you have reached a point where that is now behind you. You've done your decision, you've done your planning, you've really thought things through, and you're moving forward. You're moving forward. Despite, you know, a few fears. Brilliant. We have the King of Summer here. Oh, this is lovely. This talks about a very confident, strong, mature energy, an energy that you can trust. And Pisces, I feel that this could be your energy where you are stepping into your heart space, into confidence, maturity. Certainly it's the masculine energy, regardless of whether you're male or female. It's that real sense of assuredness. There's an element of romanticism here, more like chivalry. I've got this kind of energy, where you're self-assured and confident. It's a very attractive energy, but it's also coming from a place of compassion and, you know, don't worry, I can take care of this kind of energy. I don't know how else to say it, but it's warm-hearted, and you are also coming from a place where you are confident in your ability to say, as we can see in these two cards here, it's a king energy. Like, for goodness sakes, you've got 3 kings here. I mean, you're in your zone. So basically it is, I've got this, you know. And that's not to say you don't have the wobbles, because, you know, when we go into that energy, that's the wobbles. But, you know, that happens. You've got 3 kings. I mean, that's massive. So that's sort of saying that you're stepping up. You're stepping up. So apart from being in your, you know, the King of Swords is mental energy. The King of Pentacles is being very in tune with your physical environment. The King of Summer is coming from a heart space. It's engaging with your wisdom and sharing that wisdom and confidently sharing that wisdom. And coming from a place of warmth and creativity. How awesome is that? So, you know, if you're tapping into your inner strength and you've got the Wheel card here, watch out. Things are happening. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance for Pisces. Okay. Good guidance. So we have the High Priestess card. So The king is never impulsive. You know, the knight energy has a tendency to be impulsive, but the king is always well considered. So given that you've got 3 kings showing up in your reading, which is incredible for 1 week, you also have the High Priestess. My goodness, you're vibing here. The High Priestess card is, you know, always presented by a female, but it's the energy is about trusting your intuition. How wonderful is that if you're combining that with this take action kind of energy from the king, and then you blend that with your intuition. Spirit is recognizing that you're in the zone of taking action to move forward on whatever it is that you're focused on. And I feel that it's just reiterating the strength of the king energy anyway, in that you are being mindful of your decisions before you take the action. So you're well prepared, you're well thought out, and you are taking the time to trust your own energy, rather than, for instance, listening to all of this goss going on around you. You know, that you're not paying too much mind to this. I feel there's been a lot of this energy around you, a lot of people with wagging tongues and opinions and ideas, and you're going, yeah, okay, but at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do, as the king does. So I think you've entertained a lot of this, but at the end of the day, it's just like, you know what, this is not my thing, honey. This is not my tribe, not my thing. And you've been polite enough to listen and be a part of this energy, and then you go, yeah, I'm moving on from that. And you are so stepping up in a completely different realm, right? So the king energy is not happening here. So it's just quite overwhelmingly powerful, self-empowered, intelligent, wise energy that you're stepping into this week. It's quite insightful. So take your time to discern, to check in with yourself before you move. Right, so the next card, the Four of Autumn, is similar to the Five of Earth in that you just, as you are making your plans, King of Pentacles, around what it is that you physically need, the resources you need in your life, how you'd like to plan things to be taken care of going forward. That's sort of like a planning energy. The Four of Autumn is like, okay, this is where I'm at today, and that's you needing to manage your resources wisely. So you're very conscious of the fact you need to create balance in your life in terms of your spending and what you save. And so that's great. You are doing the right thing by managing what you have today in order to plan for your future tomorrow. That's great. Right. So let's see what else Spirit has to offer you, Pisces, and then we'll wrap it up. We've got the Wisdom of Oracle card here. Spirit, what can you share for us for Pisces in this week? We've got some unfinished business here. We've got with the Unfinished Symphony card. This situation is not over. You have been focusing on something in the background, and it's to do with projects, new beginnings, person, things that you've been creating. Certainly this project, let me just stop what I'm doing here, Spirit is saying whatever it is that you've been focusing on, it's not over. There's still magic to be created here, things to be worked on. It's a work in progress, which is kind of really lovely, because it sort of lets you know that there's still hope, there's still things to be achieved, there's also closure that needs to be achieved. There's something that's not quite done yet, there's a lesson or an awareness or an understanding that's not quite there, but you're almost there. And you need to kind of use this period of time to tie up loose ends in order to progress forward, because this is very much about energy moving forward and you progressing forward in quite a determined way. But in order to complete this cycle here in the reading, there's still some loose ends to tie up. So this is what this card is meaning in terms of unfinished symphony or unfinished business. You've got to close something up, tie up loose ends, finish off a cycle in your life or a project, and also to really come to the understanding of what it is that you need to appreciate about the cycle or the project or the unfinished business. In many ways, the High Priestess energy can help you with that, because it's like tapping into your higher self to go, you know what, I get that. I'm hearing the message, I'm understanding the lesson, and I'm using my intuition to now appreciate what it is that I had to know about this cycle, this project, this unfinished business, whatever that has been for you. So this is necessary. Spirit is saying don't step over this because of your preference to keep moving forward. In order to move forward, you've got to close out, clean up, and then move on. That's the only way you can move forward successfully to your positive outcome. So it's also about taking inventory of your emotions, having a psychological closure as well, so that you can wrap things up and heal and move forward in the best possible way. It's also important to spend a little bit of time on reflecting what has been, so that you can end on a high note, not a low note. If we leave anything unfinished, it kind of festers as an irritation or a wound or just this irritating carrot that's still dangling, or you know what I'm trying to say. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. So just be sure that you give yourself the time to do that, to close things up appropriately and in the best way forward. And if it's to do with a relationship, which is always tricky if you are closing up things or tying up loose ends, just make sure that you say that what you need to say, things that have been left unsaid. And if you haven't had that opportunity, create that opportunity to do that, so that your heart is also having closure as well. So, we can still feel bound up with relationships if we don't tie up loose ends, and it doesn't free us to properly move on. It just keeps us bound to the past, and you don't want to keep doing that. So it's important to resolve everything and take whatever time it is that you need to do that, because it's worth it in terms of you being in the best place possible to move forward. If it's to do with projects that you're working on, make sure that before you start the next project that you complete everything with the current project. Don't leave it hanging open and get bored with it and go, oh, I'll get back to that later and move on. That's not good practice. That's not good discipline for yourself. So make sure you finish that off first, put it to bed, then you can pop it away before you move on to the next project. It may also to do with your finances as well, because we know that you've got, a few concerns around your finances at the moment, and it is important to pay off those last bit of bills or make plans so that you can pay them off and manage your resources wisely, your pennies, the ins and the outs, and do what you need to do in order to have closure and tie that off nicely as well. It's just good housekeeping in all areas of your life, isn't it, Pisces? Okay, so that's a really interesting read, a great reading for the week, and I think we're going to leave it on that note. So, Pisces, you've got a positive week ahead of you, a lot of things going on in your life, but keep it positive, stay focused, avoid going into the fear, and just know, I just feel that the universe is backing you. And as long as you stay in that good place and you stay focused and you tie up those loose ends, you're on a really good path. Okay, don't forget to check in with your monthly reads and your love readings. So check out the playlist. And if this has been helpful to you, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you're not yet subscribed, don't forget to do that. Thanks, Pisces. We'll see you next time. Bye now.